This is an AR-15. This is a weapon of war, a weapon of mass destruction.
A weapon of mass destruction.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Welcome to the Bald Brad Show. In this episode, we have a clip here of California Governor Gavin Newsom lecturing us about guns. We're going to watch this clip in its entirety, and then we're going to break down everything that he does and says that is incorrect and bring you all the information that you need to know about this clip. As always, if you want to join us here at the Bald Brad Show or heck support a conservative, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button and share this link with your friends and family all over social media. With that being said, let's go ahead and jump into this clip.
To members of the United States Supreme Court, to right-wing Republicans all across this country, do you have no common decency, respect, or even common understanding that kids should not have one of these? This is an AR-15. This is a weapon of war, a weapon of mass destruction, but you're out there promoting and allowing marketing of these weapons of war to our kids, supporting and celebrating gun manufacturers who put up advertisements like the ones you see behind me. These are cartoon skulls with pacifiers in them. His and her pacifiers, cartoon skulls of children with pacifiers. This is what the right wing is marketing and promoting at the behest of the gun industry in this country. The good news, if there's any, is that this ends at least today in California. I just signed a bill so the gun industry and those that are backing this industry can no longer market to our children. The idea we even have to do this is ridiculous. This law, by the way, goes in effect immediately because decent human beings, people with common sense, know that we should not be allowing this kind of disgusting marketing to go on another day.
It was so hard to keep my mouth shut during that whole clip, folks. I deserve a round of applause and a pat on the back. It is truly a skill that Democrat politicians have in basically utilizing a minute and 15 seconds, and everything that they say within that minute and 15 seconds was incorrect. Let's go ahead and break this down. We're going to go in depth here. I'm even going to be talking about the advertisement and the correlation he's trying to make to the AR-15 to that advertisement. We got everything you need here, folks. Let's break it down.
To members of the United States Supreme Court, to right-wing Republicans all across this country.
Because it's only right-wing Republicans that have and use the AR-15. There's no Democrats or independents out there, even non-registered voters, that utilize their Second Amendment right and carry an AR-15. It's just Republicans, folks. Already he's manipulating his viewers.
Do you have no common decency, respect?
He's going to talk to us about common decency, respect, or even common understanding. Look at the way that he's holding that rifle, folks. Do you think this guy's ever shot an AR-15 or a rifle before? I don't know many people that would hold a rifle that way. At no point does he ever check it on camera, by the way, to show the viewer that it's not loaded. Maybe he did it off camera. Maybe somebody else showed him. I doubt that even happened. It is mind-blowing that this guy is going to sit there and also talk to us about respect, decency, and common understanding. Have you seen the way that my home state of California is being ran by this guy? We have the highest taxes in the nation. We have the highest gas prices practically in the nation. We're about to hit $10 a gallon. The homeless population's out of control. We have a quarter, 1/4 of the nation's homeless population in the city of Los Angeles. The entire United States, 1/4 of it is in California. You have Prop 47, that's an initiative, or basically where anybody steals anything less than $1,000 can't be arrested and won't be arrested, which means you have these smash and grabs taking place. You have riots throughout California. This place is going down the drain, and he's the one that's causing it. But he's going to talk to us about respect and even common understanding of decency while our veterans sit on the streets and sleep on the streets in the state of California. Unbelievable.
Or even common understanding that kids should not have one of these? This is an AR-15. This is a weapon of war.
Okay, AR-15s are not for kids. They can't buy an AR-15. An 18-year-old, or depending on the state, maybe a 21-year-old could buy an AR-15. but AR-15 is not specifically marketed towards kids. And that's why we need to get into the advertisement at the end of this video, because what he's doing is manipulating the viewers here, and he's actually lying to them. And he's going to say a weapon of mass destruction. For the love of God. The amount of dumb that is flopping out of his mouth is on par with Joe Biden, folks, where a 9mm could blow your lung out of the body. Or when you had the host of The View saying that an AR-15 is going to blow you to dust. It's just so stupid. I also like how he said it's a military weapon, right? I mean, or a weapon of war, I should say specifically. The military doesn't even use the AR-15, but this is the stuff they're going to push. And it's horrifying to think that these are people that create gun legislation. These politicians in Washington, D.C. and California, New York, and others. And they want us to trust them with our Second Amendment rights. Get out of here. Unbelievable. A weapon of mass destruction.
Weapon of mass destruction, but you're out there promoting and allowing marketing.
I like how he's going to talk about promoting and allowing marketing, when in effect, he's doing some sort of promotion and marketing right now, and he lies a rifle with the barrel facing the crew. I would imagine that there's probably a cameraman, somebody holding the boom mic like a sound guy, and maybe somebody else, like a Skin and Bones crew of 3 people, maybe 4 behind the camera. Maybe there's nobody. But at no point during his marketing promotion did he show that, hey, this isn't loaded, check the chamber, check everything. No point did he ever do that. And then he's going to lie it and face it in front of his own crew. It's so mind-blowing. But we don't know what the hell we're talking about, folks. We don't know anything. But this guy doesn't know how to lie a firearm down correctly. He doesn't know how to hold a firearm correctly. He doesn't know how to talk about it correctly. But we're supposed to take everything that he says as just pure, intelligence. You see where all this is going?
Of these weapons of war to our kids, supporting and celebrating gun manufacturers who put up advertisements like the ones you see behind me. These are cartoon skulls with pacifiers in them. His and her.
I was told there's no his and her. I told that men can be boys and boys can be women, that they're non-binary. And this is kind of the whole thing with the LGBTQ plus community. He's just, maybe those skulls don't identify as him or hers. Why is he attributing pink to women and green to men? I was told that women could like green. Why is that not a woman on the right? Why is that not a man on the left? Why is he sitting there and just assuming these skulls' genders? Why is he assuming that women like pink? Why is he assuming that men don't like pink? Why can't that be a man or an identification of a man or a baby that assumed its own gender and felt like it was a man when in actuality it's a biological female? Why can't that be on the left-hand side a male? I digress.
Pacifiers, cartoon skulls of children with pacifiers. This is what the right wing is marketing and promoting at the behest of the gun industry in this country. The good news, if there's any, is that this ends at least today in California. I just signed a bill. So the gun industry,
sure you did,
and those that are backing this industry can no longer market to our children. I knew we even have to do this. Is ridiculous. This law, by the way, goes in effect immediately.
I'm sure it
because
does.
Decent human beings, people with common sense.
Decent human beings and common sense? Again, everything that he's saying here is wrong, other than the fact that maybe there is some marketing that's being attributed to children. Everything else is pretty much wrong. And this guy's going to talk to us about being decent human beings and common sense while his own state is being ran into the ground, while his own party is running our entire country into the ground. But again, decency, human beings, common sense, yada, yada, yada.
Know that we should not be allowing this kind of disgusting marketing to go on another day.
Sweet baby Jesus. There is so much wrong with that. So let's go over just the marketing that's in the background, because I haven't really seen anybody talk about it, and actually did some research on it in terms of what the heck's going on with it all. So basically you have this Tactical One organization out there that's in Illinois, and there's the AR-15 that is being utilized by the Democrat Party to attribute to some sort of marketing to children, which is disingenuous. Why? Because right here, what they did was they created a JR-15, like Junior, and it's marketed and operates just like mom and dad's gun. The assault rifle, whose name stands for Junior 15, is 20% smaller than the AR-15 and weighs 2.3 pounds, making it easier for a child to basically shoot it. Now, the left are just up in arms over this. Mind you, it's a 22 caliber, okay? So it's basically a little pea shooter. It's not going to have much kick on it. A child can definitely handle it. But I love how they're losing their minds over a child utilizing something like this. I've been to the gun range more than a handful of times. There's usually children there with their fathers or their parent or guardian them, teaching them how to shoot a firearm. And usually it's a handgun. And sometimes it's not a 22. Sometimes it's a 45. Sometimes it's a 9mm. It just depends. Okay, this shoots a 22. You can get a handgun that shoots a 22 or a pistol. So it's just the same caliber, but they don't like it because it looks scary, right? This is all the guns that all the mass shootings use and all the mass shooters, which is false. Most mass shootings are dramatically utilizing pistols and handguns, like basically double. But they don't want to talk about this because they want to push a narrative out there because their own party and their own registers of that party believe in it all. So the event was sponsored by the National Shooting Sports Foundation, the trade association for firearms industry that is based in Newtown, Connecticut, which incidentally was a state of the 2012 Sandy Hook Elementary School massacre that left 20 children and 6 adults dead. So you have the ad campaign right here, right? Promotional materials. And as you see, it is stamped on the firearm itself. But they're going to lose their minds over this because they're marketing it to children. And not so much marketing it to children themselves. It's more like marketing to the parents, showing them that they created something that is probably a little bit safer, a little bit easier to handle for children, their son or daughter. So our goal was to develop a shooting platform that was not only sized correctly and safe, but also looks, feels, and operates just like mom and dad's gun. Safety was so much of the forefront of our thought process that we developed and patented a tamper-resistant safety that puts the adult in control of the firearm safety switch. The We1 and Schmidt tool team brought their collection experience in the firearm business, specifically the AR-15 platform, to basically cater and launch the JR-15 to children. Now, again, the left are going to lose their minds over all of this, but I'd like to point out there is a conversation, and this is something I've talked about a lot on the show with our Second Amendment rights of them chiseling it away by removing certain firearms. Some firearms are built for that person. If you have small hands, whether you're male or female, you probably want to go with a smaller grip. And what they're doing is they're removing certain firearms that are basically built for that individual that's going to allow them to handle and care for that firearm in an efficient manner that's not only safe, but can also protect their life. But they don't want to talk about any of this because the gun looks scary. Just the fact that the AR-15 looks scary, that's why it's a weapon of war, according to Gavin Newsom and the Democrat politicians. Because it's a scary looking firearm, it's a weapon of mass destruction. The military doesn't use it. It's not a weapon of mass destruction. This guy's a complete idiot. And I also like to point out there's other rifles out there that use the same caliber as the AR-15. There's handguns that use the 22, like this JR-15 does. Are they going to remove those? Should those not be marketed to anybody, even though a parent's allowing their son or daughter to shoot a firearm? And I also love this aspect. That's not okay for some industry out there to cater firearms to children, but at the same time, you have children being chauffeured out by the Democrat Party, the leftist, to drag events, to indoctrination camps within these schools, to push the CRT narrative upon these children in basically 5th grade and lower. You have New Jersey for 2nd graders pushing out this stuff, showing them how to masturbate with cartoons, showing them how to perform intercourse in cartoons, tell them how to be able to change their genders with a flip of the fingers, how to get sex reassignment surgery. 5th grade and lower, predominantly 2nd grade to 5th grade is what they're trying to push here in the United States. And they're going to talk to us about decency. They're going to talk to us about gun control measures. They're going to talk to us about legislation. They're going to talk to us about the AR-15. I don't think so, folks. Well, there you have it. There's everything that was said and wrong and what Gavin Newsom did in that minute 15 clip, which, like I said, is a skill that only Democrats can carry. Let me know what you think about all this in the comments, folks. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button, and I will see you later here on The Paul Brad Show.